Welcome back to Dabbles in DIY. Today I'm going to show you how I took my kitchen countertops from this to this. So currently, this is what my kitchen looks like. This is what my counters look like. And I hate them because they're really dark. I really hate this dark countertop. I just feel like it makes the kitchen itself look dark, and I'm not a fan of dark kitchens. And so, this is what we have right now. For the longest time, really wanted to do some form of contact paper on top. So today I'm going to be installing that because I am tired of having a dark kitchen, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Not just like the flat, easy areas, but actually how to do that, like how to install the contact paper around stoves and sinks and things like that. So that's what we're going to be working on today, and I'm going to show you the entire process, and hopefully it'll inspire you too. So off to Builder's Warehouse I went, and I just decided to go with this basic marble look. I like that it's like got some gray, so it will definitely match with my kitchen. I wish I had more options, but this is all I could find. I would have loved more colors, but it's fine. I made my choice, and it was time to go home and get started. So the first thing is, let's just make sure that we're working with a clean surface. I wiped down my countertops just to remove any grease, because that will make it harder. Like if there's any grease, it's just going to be harder for it to adhere to the countertop. And so that is like step numero uno. And so here I'm just laying it out and making sure that I leave some overhang on the left side, so that it can at least wrap that side of the countertops, if you know what I mean. And basically just using my hand and a card to basically like draw out the air bubbles. That's just how you apply it. It's really simple on like these straight areas and edges, but it does get complicated. And so what I'm doing here is actually trying to make sure that I can cover the remaining part of this like edge, the one that I'm actually on right now, without having to do weird and funky angles. So that's just what I'm doing here. It's okay to do a bit of dry fitting just to make sure that it matches. I couldn't really 100% book match, the countertop to make the pattern fit, but honestly, I ain't nobody got time for that. Personally, this was just me trying to transform my kitchen in a small, simple way, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I would have to say the most frustrating part of this process is when there's air bubbles or when things don't fit, because you have to unpeel and obviously stick on again. But this is very good peel and stick, so it doesn't lose its adherence if you remove it a couple of times. And here I'm just using the credit card, or this is not a credit card, this is more like a loyalty card, to just clean it up. And here I'm just wiping off a little stain that the card transferred. And we're just doing that to make it as smooth and as flat as possible, because that's what's going to make it look like a real countertop, right? So now we're getting to the part where there's the stove, which is what might be complicated to deal with, but I've managed to find a way to kind of match up the line from the first panel and to this panel with the stove. And at the moment I'm actually sticking it over the stove, but you'll see that I'm actually going to smooth it over with the card right up to the edge, so that when it comes to like time to cutting with the X-Acto knife, or with the box cutter, then it's going to be very easy for me to do. one of the final touches you'll have to do is to make sure that the edge is really, like the bottom part is really wrapped around, so that, you know, it doesn't keep flapping over when you open your drawers or your cabinets. And I'm using a hair dryer to basically use the heat to mold it around. It worked in some areas and it didn't work so much in other areas. So I kind of had to not improvise, but come up with another plan. And so you're actually going to see me use precision scissors, like small tiny scissors, to basically cut those edges so that it doesn't overhang. And really, that's it. That's what I did. So let's recall. This is what the kitchen countertops look like before. Very dark, not my favorite. And this is what we have now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope this video taught you something and gave you some inspiration, some ideas for something you can do in your home. And until next time, bye.